Before today's episode can begin, I just wanted to give you 2 bits of information. Number 1, this story had to be done in a 2-parter only because there was too much dialogue added all together to be made in one episode. Number 2, this will also be the second to last episode you will see Billy. The reason why I want to bring this up is because a lot of people out there don't like Billy in general, so I want to quickly let you know this will be one of the last episodes you will see Billy, and there will be no more further content of Billy himself. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. As it was getting dark, Thomas was saying goodnight to Annie and Clarabel. Good night, Annie. Good night, Clarabel. I'm heading back to Tidmouth. Thank you for a wonderful day.
All right, Thomas, but before you go, you're not going to attack Billy, are you?
We just want to make sure you're smart and not going to attack Billy like you did to James when he did the same.
Yeah, that hurt? That hurt? What the hell? Yeah, it feels so good, does it? No, huh? Yeah, that's what happens, man. Oh my God! Yeah, that's what happens.
Oh, don't worry, you two. I promise that's not going to happen with Billy. After all, you both taught me something that day with James.
What's that?
That engines like James and Billy will eventually learn it themselves. And I learned that from the most beautiful and smartest coaches on this entire railway.
Oh, you're such a sweet little engine.
Thank you. Anyway, I'll be heading off for the night now. Good night. And Thomas was reunited back at the sheds with a nice warm welcome. Welcome home, Thomas. It's great to see you again. Thank you, Gordon. And it's great to see you too. It's great to see all of you. And I'm looking forward to getting back to work with all of you again too. Except there's one problem. I couldn't help but realize that the coal hopper's running a little low, and I don't think there's going to be enough for Toby and I, knowing that some of you actually have some tasks that have to be done sooner than later in the morning. Oh, don't you worry about that, Thomas. I gave Sir Tom Hat word about the coal hopper. He's going to send in some more coal tomorrow morning at Mountford Station for one of us to go pick up. Oh, well, if that's the case, then I guess we have nothing to worry about. I guess we'll just go back to sleep. Good night, everyone. Good night, Thomas. And early the next morning, engines were running like clockwork. While Billy, on the other hand, was rather grumpy. It's not fair. If the others only saw how useful my skills were, they would understand. You there! I need you to take these freight cars over to Thomas, Toby, and Timothy. They need this coal and able to start their work today. Understood? Yeah, don't worry, I'll get it done. Alright, good. Jeez, what's his problem? Wait a minute! I think I know what to do! If Thomas, Toby, and Timothy didn't have their coal, then maybe they wouldn't have enough coal to do their jobs. That way, they'll be put out of service, and I could be the engine available to do the jobs again. And soon, Billy coupled up to the freight cars. I can show them I can run a branch line all by myself with the skills I learned. That's right, it's my way. My way. Billy searched high and low, but to his dismay, he couldn't find the proper hiding place. This is ridiculous! I can't seem to find any hiding place for the coal. Now how am I going to get the branch line all to myself? Just then, a diesel pulled up. And where you think you're going, mate? None of your damn business. Well, you are in my way, so technically it is my business. What you got there? Oh, it's just some coal. And it's mine now. Well, if you're trying to find a good hiding place for that coal, I think I know just the spot and able to help you. Yeah, right. I'm serious. Here, let me show you this little tunnel. All you have to do is just hide your freight cars of coal right underneath this area of the bridge. Are you sure? Because it kind of looks like another engine would try and find it. No. You see, not that many engines actually realize that there's an open spot here. If they see the freight cars there, they wouldn't even bother taking them. What makes you say that? Trust me, I've been here for a while, and I've seen the engines. No one pays attention to this little area anymore. In fact, I don't even think any of them realize it exists. Well, I guess it could work. And Billy trusted the diesel and left to put the cars under the bridge. Billy was thrilled. Now that Thomas and Toby did not have their coal, he knew Sir Topman would have to choose him to pull coaches. But his excitement would soon change after entering a small tunnel. Whoa! Quite a fine mess you got yourself into there, Billy. Timmy, Timmy, was it? Yeah, there was something in the tunnel, and its eyes were red, and I got scared, and... Billy, shut up. I don't know what you saw, I don't know what it was, but what I do know is I gotta talk to you about that stunt you made this morning. Wait, what? Billy, don't bother playing dumb with me. I heard you and saw you at Knapford Station. I know you're the one who took the coal for Thomas and Toby. Well, it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that when Sir Topman finds out that Thomas and Toby are out of service because they have no coal, he'll have to choose me and able to pull the passenger train on the branch line. And even if you were on your own, would you actually consider how hard it would be to work on your own on the branch line? What do you mean? Well, that's why I'm glad I found you, Billy. I'm here to teach you the importance of why Thomas and Toby know more about the branch line and why you can't always work alone. Now come on, I know exactly where to start.
Yeah, when I'm stuck.
Oh wait, that's right. Don't worry, I'll go get help.
Eventually.
Okay, so you brought me to one of the stations here on the branch line. Big deal. Shush! Let's talk to Duck first. Oi, Duck! What's going on? Well, Timothy, the passengers have just been complaining after they got off my train. Some are waiting for Thomas, and some are waiting for Toby, but neither of them showed up. Where's Thomas? We're gonna be late for our holiday! And where's Toby? We're gonna be late for work! And then we won't get any work done and we're not gonna get paid! Suddenly, all the passengers started complaining on how they were going to be late for their destination. See, Billy? That's why Thomas and Toby work together as a team, and why you can't just work on your own. Thomas would take some of the passengers further down the branch line, and Toby would take the workmen up to the quarry. Do you really think you can do all of that by yourself? Billy was taken back by Timothy's words. Well, when you put it like that, you're not wrong. Going up to the quarry and then back to the branch line on my own is just going to be too much. Exactly. And that's not all. There's one more example I'd like to show you. Now, Billy, it is said that you were meant to work here for the whole day, is that correct? Yes. Yes, it's true. Well, first off, I can certainly tell you've been away because these trucks are nicely shunted, meaning someone else... Billy! Where have you been? You were supposed to shunt in the yard! Edward! What's going on? What's going on? Well, Sir Thomas pissed for starters. You were supposed to be here shunting in the yards, and instead you ran away, leaving me to do all the shunting. You know, it's incredibly hard for me to shunt all these trucks by myself. Usually these days I'd always have a partner to help me due to how big the railway is. Well, to start off, Edward, Billy has been with me because I needed a moment with him. Well, that explains it, and it better be for a good reason. Well, that's the second bit. Billy, don't you see how hard it is for one engine to take over 1 yard of trucks? Don't you think that would be a little difficult for you, even if you thought you knew what you were doing? Well... Oh, and Edward, didn't Toby have a line of freight cars as his own to take? Well, yes, it's on your line ahead of you. As a matter of fact, do you even know where Toby is? He's a little late today. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But Billy, do you now understand how important it is to have engines like Thomas and Toby to help guide you? You should be lucky to have them because just think, do you really think that you could handle taking passengers, shunting trucks, and hauling freight all by yourself in just one day? Because if I can be honest, I sadly don't believe you can with the skills you know. If you gave Thomas and Toby a chance, they'll be glad to help you. Just give them back their coal. Billy, at that very moment, took a second to think, and he realized how cruel he was to the passengers, and how he had no right to scold other engines just because what he believed in was right. He knew he couldn't do this on his own, and finally chose to admit it. You know what, Timothy? You're right. You're absolutely right. I was wrong for how I acted to everyone here I've ever met on this island, and now it's time to be responsible. I need to give back Thomas and Toby their coal, and then maybe I can learn from them if they forgive me. And then, I could become a really useful engine. And you know, what you're doing is very brave, Billy, because admitting that is the first step to responsibility. Now go! Prove to the world that you can be responsible and a really useful engine! I will! Thank you, Timothy!